Good morning. I am here in beautiful Venice today with Insider Travel Report, and I am speaking with Massimo Baldo, who is the Vice President of Europe and the Maldives Asia area for Palace Resorts. We have so much to talk about on today's show and so much more. Tell us a little bit about what your role is over here as Vice President, because this is really unique that we have you today on the program.
Sure.
Because we're in town together.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, my role is to represent the Chapur family, the owners of the Palace Company, within Europe and Asia. As you said correctly, we have the Maldives property that is a stunning resort with 88 rooms in Dalu Atoll. And basically, I work a lot for the development of the company, both from an expansion point of view, so new properties, and then all the new standards that we're implementing and all the commercial activities, financial activities. We're building a fantastic team over here. And so this is my main focus, I would say. Yeah.
So the Palace Resorts have really grown the last couple of years. What led up to you guys acquiring the Baglioni resorts and doing this huge, massive expansion?
Yeah, you're totally right. The Palace Company is in a very sweet moment of their history. They were able to grow a lot in the Caribbean. And then they said, okay, we have 80% of guests from US and Canada, and we want them to live also the European experience because they were asking for it. And so they decided to make a customer survey where they asked, where would you like to go? And 90% of the guests said, we want to go to Italy, okay? And so the family said, okay, let's concentrate on Italy. And they found this fantastic partnership with Baglioni Hotels and Resorts. And then they decided to acquire 100% of the company. And they saw that the European market is very, very good and is very well accepted by all guests from all over the world. And so they decided also to expand in other countries. So we are now looking also for properties in France and Greece mainly. These are our main markets where we want to expand.
So one smart family to expand to Italy. Yeah. Everybody wants to go to Italy. It's on everybody's bucket list. And so just a great place to be. So let's talk specifically about Italy for a minute. How many resorts, well, are we calling them resorts or are we calling them hotels? Because Sardinia, I would say it's a resort.
Correct. We have both.
Here in Venice, I'd say it's a hotel. So how many properties do you have in Italy? And let's talk about your favorites. So let's start north to south.
That's a difficult question. I don't know if I'm going to answer. Basically, we have 4 urban resorts.
Okay.
We call them resorts, you said it right, that are in Venice, Rome, Florence, and Milan.
Okay, so right now we are sitting in this gorgeous suite. How old is this suite? And this has a lot of history in it. We had a little social gathering here last night and literally felt like kings and queens here.
Totally right. So the building is from the 15th century.
Okay.
So it's very old. It used to be a monastery, and then it was reconverted into a restaurant.
Okay.
And a guest house for travelers. And then it finally became, in early 90s, okay, a hotel. And then we converted into an amazing 5-star luxury hotel in early 2020, more or less 2002. And then we have two resorts, one in Sardinia and one in Puglia, in southern Italy. That is an amazing destination that is becoming very popular.
Yeah, I know we were talking about last night how some of these minor destinations in Europe are really exploding, Sardinia being one, Puglia being another really big hotspot. Do you feel like people are moving away from just the Rome, Florence, Venice, even though you've got a series of hotels there, but do you feel like people are like looking for these hidden secrets now?
You're totally right. So basically what we see now, the new trend is that people is traveling more, above all after COVID, everybody knows that. And people is repeating destination because they want to discover a little bit more, above all Italy. Italy is a country that beyond Rome, Venice, Florence, and Milan, you have plenty of activities and destinations to visit. And so now we see a lot of tourism in what we once called secondary destinations that are now becoming primary destinations for the load of tourists that are coming more and more frequently. And absolutely, Sardinia is booming.
booming.
Last year we had so many arrivals, and they are also increasing the number of flights to the island of Sardinia because of that, and Puglia as
And
well.
do you feel like the access with America adding more flights to Naples, Sardinia, that's just going to continue to
Yeah.
grow? Or what are you seeing there?
Yeah, we're seeing definitely this trend. There are some direct flights. If I'm not wrong, there is also new routes from Atlanta coming to
Okay.
directly to those islands, and so this is facilitating much more the access for U.S. travelers to our amazing
Which I'm a
islands.
little sad about that, because I feel like Puglia and Sardinia are like such hidden gems that I don't want it to become a Venice.
No, I don't think they will become a Venice, because Venice is a small city at the end
Yeah.
of the day, and so everything is very much concentrated. It's amazing, and it's also easy to visit. But for example, Puglia, you can visit a lot of small towns like
Close by.
we are in Otranto, okay. We are very close to Ostuni. Ostuni is
Oh, I
where
love Ostuni.
Madonna had her wedding
wedding,
party.
yeah.
So everybody knows it, I think. But about that, you have also Lecce, you have Bari, you have
Nice.
Alberobello. You have so many little towns, Matera with the
Yeah.
famous rocks of Matera. And so there are so many little destinations that you can visit and enjoy, that everybody really wants to take a certain spot as a hub, and from there moving to visit all the beautiness of that destination. And
Okay,
there's-
so let's get back to Venice for a minute, because we're here. This property literally looks over the canal. In the suite, you can go outside and have a big cocktail party there for 30, 40 people right here on the balcony overlooking St. Mark's Square. It's just, Basilica across the canal. It's stunning. But 15th century, what makes your property unique compared to the other competitors right here on the same street, per se, on the same canal, per se?
Yeah. So for sure, location is the very best.
Yeah.
I mean, you are
In the fashion district, right
20
here.
steps away from San Marco Square.
Right.
Okay. You have half of the hotel overlooking the Grand Canal.
Right.
So you wake up in the morning. This morning I opened my window and I was seeing the gondolas and the ferry
You say
boats.
we're in paradise here. It's picture perfect, everyone.
Yeah,
So,
and then we refurbished the hotel in the last 2 years, okay? And so the hotel is almost brand new in a Venetian style, but it has been fully refurbished, so it's premium quality of the furnitures, of the finishings, of everything.
I feel like chandeliers are Murano glass everywhere.
We really invested an important amount of money to make every room look unique, with very high-end product, with typical Murano glass, with typical textile from Venetian artists.
Right.
So Rubelli, I mean, you have the best in class of all the products you can have in a room in Venice.
Okay,
And of
so
course
how many
the-
rooms do we have here again?
91.
91.
91 rooms. And I would say that we're very obsessed with the service. And so
Yeah.
we constantly train personnel, we constantly update our standards of quality. We comply 100% with the leading standards, okay, leading hotels of the world. And so we have a very, very high, let's say, standard that we want to deliver to our guests. And we don't, let's say, we never lack people, so we prefer to have a little bit more people to make sure that the service is fully
It's over
delivered.
the top.
Yeah, and so we're not afraid of spending a little bit more money on that, but we really want the guests to be happy. And believe me, this is something that really pays off. I strongly believe that if a guest doesn't want to come back for price, he will come back for quality. But
Quality for sure.
and if you don't come back for quality, you don't come back for any price.
Don't come back at all.
For any
That's what I
price.
say. If you don't stay at the Baglioni, do not come back.
Exactly.
Let's talk just a little bit about what you guys offer in terms of, I know that you belong to a lot of consortias, Virtuoso, Travel Leaders Network, and so people can book the VIP amenities when they get there. You love a good direct booking. You guys have great commission rates with the the consortias and the hotel programs. Are there any advantages of not booking you directly?
An advantage is not booking directly.
I would think not. I would think that all direct bookings would be great with
Absolutely.
you, especially with the VIP amenities and, you know, the extra attention that you get just by working. You know, I've been hanging out with the GM today. I mean, you know the staff, you know the people that are solving your problems. So
Correct. So basically, you're totally right. I mean, of course, if there is a direct booking, we have some additional amenities like
Yeah.
the welcome bottle, transfers, and other free upgrades for the guests. So of course, there are these nice advantages. Okay, and of course, there is the relationship.
So I don't know if many of our viewers know that you actually book this through Palace Pro agents. I didn't know that initially. When I was reaching out, I was just reaching out directly, but it's so easy to get into Palace Pro agents, and then all of the pricing's right there, just like you would book a Palace resort in Mexico. And so that makes it really seamless, where you don't need to be going back and forth on emails, etc.
Correct.
And then you also have the full advantage of the sales staff in the United States for the Palace resorts to support you behind the scenes. And that I think is a key difference with most hotels that we work with, or most hotels that I interview, is they have maybe a representative in the United States, but we have with Palace a full sales team that's training not only your advisors, or if you're a DMC, but also you have a full booking engine just to go right into. Can you elaborate on that at all?
You're totally right. We want to make life of our commercial partners easier. Okay, and nowadays technology is the way. So that's why we're implementing the Pro program, so that you can make it much easier, faster, and with all the guaranteed conditions. Okay, and as you well said, we have a dedicated team.
Right.
For assistance, and so that is for us very important. We're really investing on the agency customer assistance.
And I think just having the whole sales portal right there, where you can go in and have a price in 2 seconds. You're not going back and forth with the
Easy,
hotel.
quick,
Super
direct,
easy.
and with assistance for any need of information, detail, addition, whatever. So that's what we really want to make easy for all our partners.
Yeah, and I think for the longest time, I didn't put the two of you together. Even though I kept hearing that Baglioni was part of Palace, in my mind, I felt like they were separate. Has it been hard to like merge the two together for perception for people? Because Mexico and Italy usually aren't two that we put in the same bucket.
I would lie if I say no.
Okay.
It was, but as everything that comes to a great success, it passes through
A
big
little
challenges.
challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But after 1 year and a half from when the Palace company purchased the 100% of Baglioni Hotel, I can say that we made big steps ahead in terms of integration.
Right.
Okay. Of all systems, teams, commercial policies. So we made it much easier also to understand and to make a reservation either.
Right.
In the Caribbean or in Europe with the same cancellation policy, guarantees, payment conditions, and everything. Now we have aligned almost 100% of our policies.
Right.
That is really important because we wanted you exactly what you say to feel that disregarding the brand and the destination, you're working with one company, okay, with the same people, same policies, and everything. That did cost a lot of time and effort, but now we're happy that everything is starting to move much more smoothly, as I would say, and very, very well. So we're really, really happy about this. And of course, also from the operation point of view, we are really, really improving all the standards to make everything look much more
Streamlined, I think is a good word.
And consistent among the different properties. Yeah.
But I like that. It makes it so much easier as a booking agent to sit down and just be able to access everything from one point. And I think there's a lot of challenges with booking Italy. People feel like they need to go out to a DMC or they feel like they need to go to a tour operator. I think in the Baglioni case, like booking directly is best case scenario.
Absolutely.
100% for me. Let's talk a little bit back to the hotels. I know we're here in Venice and we're focusing on the Venice hotel, but we were kind of discussing last night, like, is there any advantage to booking like the whole suite of hotels, if someone comes and does Rome, Florence, Venice, I don't want to confuse suite with suite, but in terms of like just doing a flush with using all of your properties across the board.
Yes, there is also a program dedicated to that is called Baglioni Tour. So you have special discounts if you decide to if you book more than 2 properties. So say Milan and Venice. So the second property you have discounts, and if you book more, you have more discounts and more benefits.
And that's something I just learned from you last night.
Yeah.
You keep adding them on, it's going to be a customer savings for people that stay.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, we are exactly located in the cities where travelers usually go. So, Rome, Milan, Venice, and Florence, and in the best location within the cities.
Yeah.
And they are perfect spots also to move around. So basically, if you stay, for example, in Rome, then we can organize tours outside of the city if you want to visit, for example, vineyards, architectural sites.
So concierge can help build that and develop that at all your properties. Yeah.
Yeah, because for example, say talking about the integration of the 2 companies, we have the Palace Vacation Planning in the Caribbean. We imported in Italy the same activity, so we created a new department, called the Baglioni Vacation Planning.
Okay.
And so we do exactly the same. That is managed by the concierge team of each hotel.
Okay.
You can book in advance your tours and experiences, or in the hotel. And so basically, we can organize your life for doing anything you want to do.
Now, is that now? I know travel advisors are going to raise a question: is that commissionable? And that's why they would go to a DMC, because maybe they'd get a net price and then add on their commission. They could do the same with you. They could get the pricing and then add on their commission.
Everything that is booked in a package, let's say, it would be. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect to know. Let's talk about some of the features of bringing groups to your properties, because these are fairly boutique hotels. And when we think of Palace, we sometimes think of like the Grand Moon Palace and thousands of rooms there. How do you manage groups in Italy when you're working with a small boutique property like yours?
Yeah, that's a very important point. So we have set different rules depending on the property. So like small properties, up to 6 rooms is not a group. But if you have, for example, in Florence and Milan, that we have respectively 24 and 30 rooms. Of course, when you have more than 6, it's a group. While, for example, in Venice, if you have more than 15% of the inventory, so 15 of the 91 rooms means more or less 15 rooms, or 40 rooms, let's say, is considered a group. So it's depending on the inventory size of the property, we have defined the rule. 50% is like the threshold, and so after that is considered a group, and all the let's say, commercial policies of the groups apply.
But it's definitely possible to have like a small President's Club trip here, or an alumni trip, or a ladies' weekend would be amazing. What are some of the trends that you're seeing from just, away from like general FIT bookings? What are some of the trends you're seeing? Is it in gastronomy? Is it in wellness? Or is it in women's travel, solo travel? Is there anything that's popping out in Italy right now that maybe wasn't happening 10 years ago?
Gastronomy, I would say.
Yeah.
Gastronomy is definitely...
and that's exactly why I had to lose like 100 pounds. We need to stop eating here. Yeah.
You're totally right. So we are really much focusing on gastronomy. Because we see that is a very important driver for the
every
reservations.
property.
For every property. And so we are investing a lot to improve all the F&B outlets and the activities we do. For example, here in Venice, we're starting now a collaboration with Santomare. They are the owners also of the Forte restaurant in Miami, very popular. And they have other restaurants in Miami, in Milan, and other cities. In Sardinia and Milan, we have the collaboration with the Salder chef with 2 Michelin stars.
I got to try that out next time I'm
there.
there.
Absolutely. That is an amazing experience. Very, very high-end, very important. And we're working also on the development of new collaboration in the other properties. For example, in Rome as well, we are most probably make a collaboration with a famous meat producer. Dario Cecchini, the one from Panzano, Toscana. And so we are working together with his team to develop a concept in Rome.
Okay.
And so we're really working hard to make the gastronomy part an experience, not just a service.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love how you're integrating that though, because that makes it more meaningful for people. I don't know who wants to come to Italy and
Of course,
not experience that
Exactly.
food and wine. I mean, that's
everybody comes to Italy and they want to stay in a beautiful hotel in the perfect location and try the food. Okay.
Yeah.
And so we said, why shall we let our guests go out and try the experience outside
Right, bring it
when
in.
you can do it inside with external partners? Okay.
Right.
Because basically, of course, if I am traveling, I also want to try something different from the hotel. But if you bring me to the hotel that experience, I'm happy because, of course, it's easier and everything is much better. And so, of course, you're going to go out. But if you stay, for example, in Venice, you stay on average 3 nights. Okay.
Okay.
So at least one night or maybe
yeah.
two.
So let's talk. I'm glad that you brought this up. Let's talk about what you're seeing the averages are at each hotel, and what you think might be switching in the future as people
Yes.
dabble to other places.
Unluckily, I would say the trend is that the average length of stay is decreasing. Okay, so Rome
Increasing or decreasing?
Decreasing.
Oh, decreasing for the
Decreasing.
average length of stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, for example, say Rome. Rome, it used to be 20 years ago an average of 3.5 nights. Okay, the average LOS, but now is
Okay.
2.6.
I actually feel like people want to get out of Rome now, though. They want to come, see it, do a day, and then they're out. They want to be in more.
And they want to see more things. And so they
Yeah.
stay in Rome and then they want to take advantage and maybe go to Ostia or go to Umbria or go to Puglia, for example.
Yeah.
From Rome to Puglia is not such a long drive, for example. You can take an easy flight to go there, or to Sardinia, for example, because people is, as you said before, is starting to know much more about different destinations.
And we don't want them to. It's our hidden secret. Oh, let's talk a little bit about capitalizing on the post or the pre excursions for cruises. I know that we don't leave right out of this port anymore. And people do want to see Venice, and so they're still coming in for 2 nights pre or post. Are you guys seeing an increase in cruise business or no for this property? And is that a place that advisors could really capitalize on?
Yeah. To be honest, it is not the level of Baglioni properties is not exactly the
cruise
adequate,
budget?
Yeah, the
Okay.
adequate level for the cruise traveler.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting.
So we don't have so much.
But this would be a good match for someone like Silver Sea or Regent or Seabourn clients who are coming in and want more of an elegant stay. Maybe it doesn't match with our lower brand cruises, but on our super high-end cruises, if you're doing
Correct.
a pre or post, it's an excellent place for advisors to take a look at where you could extend and really do something outside of the cruise that would be spectacular for somebody here in Venice or in Rome.
Totally agree. Absolutely.
Let's move on for a minute to one other topic that we haven't discussed, spa and wellness, which I will be trying out today. Tell me about that. Is anybody coming here and saying, "Oh my gosh, I want to try the spa"? Because honestly, I didn't think about that. Because when I come to Venice, I'm usually like, I want to get outside and explore. But today, I thought, I think I want to try the spa.
I want to take your time to relax. No, absolutely. We're very much focused on spa and wellness. We are, again, investing a lot also to develop. We will be launching a new brand for our spa.
And is that across all the properties or just here in Venice?
It will be across all the properties
because
we want to work very much on consistency and delivering the same level of service in all the properties.
Yeah.
So soon we will be launching this also with new partnership with very high-end products. Okay, now we work with Bakel and Inseum in Baglioni properties, and we're also working on other partnerships to keep delivering new and spectacular services. But definitely spa is more and more requested. So
I think that we're moving towards a trend of like slow travel now.
Correct.
People want more downtime when they're traveling and not just rushing from St. Mark's to here to this museum. They want to relax, enjoy, slow down.
You're totally right. So what we see is that the guest is taking breakfast, going out, visit the city, or going to the museum, an event, a concert, whatever. But then when they come back, they want to take their time for themselves to relax. And we're offering this and we're promoting this a lot also within the tourism services. and basically treatment like relaxing, also for hairstylist or anything that you need. And you can do it both in the spa dedicated,
Okay.
or we have also the in-room service.
Did not know that. And
Yeah.
I'll be showing you my spa experience today on this video. So, okay, so let's do a wrap up. I feel like I could talk to you forever, first of all, because there's a lot. There's a lot to unpack with the Baglioni properties, not just here in Venice, but all over. I know you guys are expanding into Maldives. That's going to be another conversation we'll have another day when I'm in Maldives. But what's on the horizon? You talked a little bit about France, possibly Spain being a destination. Maybe you're not going to give us any secrets, but...
Well, I can tell.
But will you give us some secrets?
I would like to tell
Okay.
you absolutely everything.
Okay.
Because I'm very proud of what we're doing. We have worked a lot in the last year to have a very important pipeline of new projects.
Okay.
To offer to our guests and partners, and we will be signing 2 important projects,
Okay.
most probably in the coming 30 to 45 days.
So that's something to look forward to, you guys, because this could become a brand new big portfolio for you. And again, one-stop shopping with the Palace Resorts, which I continue to love. Yeah.
We have set a budget of $1 billion to invest in
Okay.
Europe in the next 5 to 6 years. So we're really the company is really willing to
Yeah.
to expand the portfolio and the brand with top quality.
Yeah.
So our key drivers is best location with very good generous size of
Right.
the rooms and the best views. So
Okay.
when we will be making a new opening, you will make sure that you have these 3 characteristics. Okay, of course the pricing will come along, and Greece will be most probably one of the 2 projects.
I'm
that we-
surprised that he gave that secret away, but that is going to be a good one.
I'm not saying exactly where. I cannot at the moment, but I will be more than happy. We'll be very honored to give this information.
Yeah, and I
as
see a
soon
lot
as
of
possible.
crossover with that, where somebody could really come to they could spend several weeks just staying in your properties over here now, and not feel like they needed to do like a coach tour or something. They could just jump from property to property and be very, very comfortable. So lots of things in the pipeline. Let's talk about you personally for a minute. What's your future, and what do you see happening here?
Look, I joined the company 1.5 years ago, so
He's a newbie.
I see myself staying here forever, to be
Okay.
honest, because it's an amazing company. It's extremely serious. It's very much focused on quality. That for me is the most important in high-end hotellerie. If you look at quality, okay, if you take care of quality and your guests, you will reach success for sure. And
I see a lot of times. I mean, and you have a ton of hotel experience. So when I say he's a newbie, he's not a newbie. He's very experienced in the hotel world. But what trends do you kind of see changing? I feel like, first of all, a lot of people jump around in the hotel space all the time. Is there any consistency, and what trends do you see happening? I mean, you're with them long term. You want to see this grow. It sounds like.
Yeah, you're totally right. Nowadays, the let's say the hospitality asset class has become very popular among real estate investors, because of course now since the last 3 years this segment has boomed, and so we are seeing more and more investors coming, okay, and operators.
Right.
But of course, what really makes the difference is the experience, okay, and the professionalism of the project. So many people are coming and trying, okay, to get into this sector. But what we really focus on is to have the best people with the best services and the best properties. And so when you have that, of course, it requires a lot of money, okay, to do that, and a lot of effort from the company and the people. But when you have best location, best product, and the people delivering the service, then you have the pavement, let's say, assured for the future. So I would say we feel very comfortable with that, because sometimes also they're asking me, aren't you afraid of so many 5-star hotels opening in the high-end destinations of Italy? And I say, no, I'm happy about that, because the more competition, the more we will need to improve ourselves.
Yeah.
And we will have every time someone doing a little bit more, so we will be forced and incentivized to do more.
Improve. Yeah.
And this will of course, make the guests happier, okay? And we will be able to
Right.
also ask for a little bit
Right.
more from them to receive those kind of services. And so it's
And I
it's a
think
win-win
too, it's about
situation.
vetting the client, because here you've got properties that are so boutique, so beautiful, so, like you said, this is a 15th century monastery. I mean, you don't get that at a 5-star X brand. And we've got lots of brands that look very boxy here as well. So you guys have such a unique property. Well, we're out of time. It's so great being here with Massimo. Any final words that you want to say?
I would love you to try Baglioni properties, okay? And of course, all the Palace Company properties, but we will be more than happy to welcome all you here in Venice, Rome, Florence, and all the other destinations that we have in Italy and Maldives.
And thanks again. I'm Angela Hughes, Insider Travel Report.